Here we are in 2025, and if you have been listening to season 3 of The Seed, you can see the phenomenal guests that have been part of this podcast so far. We've had Raquel come to us and talk to us about LinkedIn and being our genuine, real selves at all times on all the platforms that we lead our lives and our businesses. We've had Christine Campbell-Rappin tell it to us straight about the things that we should be concentrating on as we grow and scale. And we've had some other pretty amazing, fabulous guests as well. So I have been so excited about this year, all the amazing women and people who are powering through. This is for you. These podcasts are for you to listen to. Now, of course, if you're the members, you get to listen live as we record. So then you have the opportunity to meet these guests directly yourself, ask them the questions, make the comments, whatever you need to. So if you were a member, I hope that you've been loving the bonus of being a member of Dandelion-Inc. So we are going to get straight to it. And I am going to talk to you today about social media. Ooh, that scary social media that we all deal with at all times. Whether we love it, whether we hate it, whether we love or hate it, it's always a balancing act. So I do really want to hone in, and I'm hoping that this podcast helps you out because we are going to get into vanity matrix versus the meaningful matrix. So tune in, listen. Make sure you have a pen and paper ready because there are some definitely key highlights that I want you to take away when you are looking at your social media planning and your strategy, because it's all about strategizing your social media and also putting yourself in the right mindset to hopefully alleviate the tug and pull we feel about social media pretty much most of the time. Welcome to The Seed. Cultivating growth and empowering women in business, brought to you by Dandelion-Inc. I'm your host, Lisa Resnick, and this podcast is all about connecting, developing, and supporting women in business. Join me as we explore tips and insights on leadership, business development, and social media strategies that can help you thrive. We'll also hear from amazing guests who share their stories and experiences, offering inspiration and practical advice for your entrepreneurial journey. So tune in, download, like, and subscribe. And remember, if you love what you hear, share it with others. Together, let's cultivate growth and empower women in business. So I'm going to let you all know that the reason why I chose this as being the main topic of today's podcast is because, like many of my other podcasts that I do, especially when they're solo, or even when I think about the guests that I'm bringing on, is because these are the conversations that I'm constantly having with Dandelion-Inc. members when they're going through what they're going through while they are trying to scale their businesses. So this is the reason why vanity matrix versus meaningful matrix is the topic of conversation. And the other thing that I saw more frequently than ever before, because we all know on our personal pages, we have those people that will utilize social media to be really, unfortunately, passive aggressive. So I noticed that there were some passive aggressive posts that were directly related to vanity matrix and where they were putting the stock in what they are doing and how people are responding. So this is it. So we're going to start off with the vanity matrix. So I'm going to tell you all, if you already don't know, which 99% you do, but just in case, I'm going to tell you all what vanity matrix are. They are those numbers that look impressive, but don't necessarily reflect the effectiveness of your content or your business goals. For example, let's say you created a post that goes viral. I did. I created a post that went absolutely viral. I was talking about running. I was talking about like people showing up at the end of the marathon and cheering you on. But when you wanted them the most, when you needed them the most, they weren't there. And that was mile 7, mile 13, miles, anyone between 20 and 22. You need your people so much. You need them. Don't just show up at the end and say that you were there and you supported your friend and your runner. No, be there throughout the race. And this is also why spectators are just as important as those that are running the race. So if you have a viral video and that racks up to about 100,000 views, I know that's incredible, right? But what if none of those viewers clicked on your website, signed up for your newsletter, or bought your product? There you go. Vanity metrics make us feel good. They stroke our egos, but they can also distract us from what's really important. This is something we just don't talk about enough. How we let these metrics affect us emotionally, so much so it defeats us. We see people watching our stories, but not liking or hearting our posts, and suddenly we're offended. We're literally offended. I've seen people take it a step farther, like I mentioned before, and they do make those messages, those posts out there that even are like, I see you lurking, but you're not engaging. Sounds familiar. We've all have our friends out there that have started posting things like this, and you're like, what? Are they talking to me? I mean, I saw them working out. I thought that was amazing, and it got my butt moving, but I didn't heart it. I didn't give them the thumbs up. Well, here's the truth. Again, I have fallen into the vortex of flipping through people's stories, watching videos. I can spend countless hours scrolling through these stories and reels without even responding. Does that mean I didn't like the content, love it, or that it didn't make me pause and take it in? Heck no. It means the way I engage is different. How it resonates hasn't changed a bit, but how I engage is different. Again, we have a whole bunch of social media posts from a whole bunch of people that we're either friends with or we're seeing it on our reels and we're not connected to them. That is all coming at us at a wave that you just don't know how to respond. I can kind of equate it to being at one of those restaurants like Fogo de Chao, where they're bringing the meat around, that is like, holy cow, like I just don't have the opportunity to consume what's on my plate before something else is added on. And it can get a lot. So that is why more often than not, people are not engaging into your social media post as often as they used to. Did you know that actually studies do show that only about 10% of social media users actively engage with content through likes and comments? That's only 10% of all social media users are actively responding through likes and comments. And 20-1, those are people that are working at a social media agency that are making sure, at least some percentage of them, that are making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing for whatever account that they're working on to help boost up what they need to be boosting up. The other 90% are what we call lurkers. People who consume and resonate with your content, but don't interact visibly. So if you're judging the success of your content solely on visible engagement, you are thoroughly missing the bigger picture. This brings us to authenticity. I know this word, at least in my mind, has been overused in 2024, but there is a reason why it is still lingering around, is because It is something that is important when it comes to who you are and what you're presenting out there. It means showing up as your real self, but in a way that aligns with your professional goals. For instance, now this is where I think people have a tendency to forget about the authenticity part and meshing it with your professional goals. If you're a real estate agent, and of course I'm equating this back to what I was, if you're a real estate agent and you want to share enough of who you are in your personal life so then you're relatable, you have to make sure that you're not oversharing to the point where potential clients question if you have time to focus on their needs. Or even think about this. If your current client is like, man, I have been looking for homes for the past 3 to 4 months and still haven't found anything. They keep telling me nothing's on the market. They said that they're sending mailers out to these neighborhoods. They said that they're door knocking. They said that they're reaching out to their contacts. But yet all I'm seeing on their social media page is them golfing, is them shopping, they're vacationing, and which, by the way, they deserve. They deserve all this. But you have to understand when it comes to your business and meshing your authenticity of all the things you love in your personal life, if you overshare to the point where your potential clients or current clients start questioning if you have time to focus on their needs, then that is an issue. So how you can navigate this and still be your authentic, real self and show people that is sharing the behind the scenes clips of staging a home or attending a closing can showcase your dedication without making it feel like your personal life is overshadowing your professional expertise. Those are just ways that you can do it. So these are the 3 questions. And I do want you to write this down that you should be asking yourself. And I probably mentioned this in a podcast in 2024 at some point in time. I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions before you click post. And that is number 1, does this content add value to my audience? Does it add value to my audience? Number 2, does it reflect my brand's value and goals? And lastly, does it maintain boundaries that protect my professional image? Those are the 3 questions I want you to jot down. Does this content add value to my audience? Does it reflect my brand's values and goals? And does it maintain the boundaries that protect my professional image? Now, I get it. When you think about the time and money you've invested in creating content, it can be frustrating to feel like there is no tangible return on your investment. But let's pause for a second and focus on what's really going on. Your mindset. Instead of jumping the ship because the numbers aren't what you had hoped, let's shift the way you think about this platform and the way you measure its success. So engagement is the first clue that your content is resonating with your audience. But not all engagement is created equal. Nothing's created equal, and neither is your engagement. Instead of just counting likes or views, dig deeper. Look at the comments, the shares, and saves. Those are your gold mines. That's what you want to pay attention to. Why? Because comments show your audience is taking the time to connect. Shares mean your audience finds your content valuable enough to pass it on. And saves indicates that your content has lasting relevance. But here's the thing. You have to equate engagement with what you're selling in your content. Not all content is created to drive engagement in the same way. For example, types of content. So I do want you guys to put this into perspective. Types of content that people will often or more often that they'll share: inspirational quotes, how-to guides, lists to solve specific problems, or let's face it, the funny reels that everybody loves, like Girls Gone Wild, like drinking with their friends, some fun drinking games, or like just basically, this is my face as a small business owner. Those are the things that people, and I know I do, I share those through messages all the time. So those are the things that people are more likely to share. The types of content that people will save are your tutorials, your how-tos a lot, checklists, recipes, or resources they want to refer back to later. So those are the types of content that people will save. And the types of content that people will comment on are the ones that are thought-provoking questions, relatable stories, or some polarizing opinions that invite discussions. So those are the types of content that people will share, they will save, or they will comment on. If you're not producing those types of content out there, then that explains why the deeper matrix of engagement are not hitting where you would want them to hit. So just because somebody doesn't engage doesn't mean your content isn't resonating. Sometimes the nature of your content determines the type of interaction it will receive. A post showcasing your latest property listing as a real estate agent may not get as many likes as a story about your journey into the industry, but it could be still as effective in attracting buyers to that home. So if you're looking at engagement matrix, ask yourself, is my audience engaging actively or passively? Active engagement often leads to stronger relationships and ultimately the better results. Now, let's talk about conversions. So conversions are huge. We all want them. We want 100% on our conversions. That's what we want. This is where all the magic happens, my friends. A conversion is when someone takes the next step. They sign up for your newsletter, download your freebie, or make a purchase. Unlike vanity metrics, conversions are directly tied to your goals. They are the end all be all. So to track conversions effectively, you need to have clear call to actions. Are you asking your audience to do something specific? Are you making it easy for them to follow through? Metrics like click-through rates, landing page visits, and email signups are what you want to prioritize here. So again, this should be your overall arching strategy when it comes to your social media marketing. Really, all your marketing, your email marketing, social media marketing, print marketing, you need to make sure that you have that call to action and also make it as easy as possible to get those click-through rates high to your landing pages, because we know QR codes, you can throw those on print, no easy peasy, no problem. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you always have that call to action. Lastly, retention matrix tell you if you're building long-term relationships. This could be those returning website visitors, repeat customers, or even how many times people stay engaged with your list, your email list over time. Retention is a true sign of loyalty. It's so great to get new followers or customers, but keeping them, that's where the value lies. So how to use social media to improve engagement and results. So how can you use this platform more effectively to improve your engagement and results? I'm going to ask you to take out that pencil and paper again, because these are 3 actionable steps. So leverage interactive features. Start using polls, Q&A boxes, and stickers in your stories to invite engagement. Instagram has been great at adding additional stickers to help invite that engagement. This not only boosts your visibility, but also helps you understand what your audience cares about. Show value first. Focus on creating content that solves a problem or addresses a pain point for your audience. Whether it is a quick tip, a checklist, or an inspirational story, make it about them, not you. And the third and final, post consistently, not constantly. Quality beats quantity. Aim for a posting schedule you can maintain without burning out. Consistency builds and trains your audience to look forward to your content. I'm actually also going to add something else. Also, don't think that you constantly have to have new content all the time, which also creates burnout. You need to, not can, need to restate the same content over and over again as well, because then you are hitting your audience and it's going to resonate deeper and deeper. And while I said 10% of all social media people, active people, are actually doing what needs to be done for you to feel good on your social media platform, even less of your followers are actually seeing what you're posting out there. So please restate it over and over again. There are some influencers out there that are in the coaching world that if you actually went to their page, it is literally the same post with different video content, but it's the same message over and over and over again. I don't even know how far back. I just stopped looking, but it's over and over again. They're doing it because they know it's working. So don't think that you constantly have to have something new to post out there. Keep posting out there the same content, but in different ways. And then also go back and see which one of those ways is having the most impact, the most effect that you want to have when it comes to having that return on your investment, because it is time and it is money. So before we wrap up, let's answer the ultimate question. What gets the most traction and what gets the best results? The answer depends on your audience and your goals. There's no simple answer. But here's what I've seen time and again. So I've noticed this pattern. So value-driven content gets the most traction. People engage with content that educates, inspires, and entertains. It's not about how often you post. It's about the quality of what you're putting out there. And authenticity drives the best results. Be real. Share your story, your challenges, your wins. When your audience connects with you on a human level, they're more likely to take action. So there you have it. Vanity matrix might feel good in the moment, but meaningful matrix are what will move the needle for your business. Set clear goals, track what matters, and don't lose sight of the bigger picture. So thank you for tuning in to The Seed, Growing Your Business. If you found this episode helpful, which I'm really hoping you did, I would love it if you left a review, shared it with a friend, the meaningful matrix versus the vanity matrix, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. So until then, focus on what matters and keep making moves that align with your vision. Take care and see you next time. Thank you, everyone, for listening in to The Seed. If you'd like to receive our weekly newsletter, go to Dandelion-Inc.com and click Let's Connect. And please be sure to subscribe to the Seeds podcast to hear more inspiring stories from other badass women that are all around us. Remember, behind every woman is a tribe of other successful women who have their back. To you all, thank you.